SARS always wants our money. Be careful. Hey guys, my name is Dlamini and welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, you're so very welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. Please do remember to tell a friend that Spatle has a channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and please share the episodes. I'd really appreciate it. So in today's episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about buying a home for the first time. So I went through this a couple of years ago and I just wanted to share my experiences with you. Please do note that this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I just wanted to share my experience, things that I did, things that I didn't do that I regret. So I hope that you guys enjoy. So when you're buying a home, there's quite a few considerations that you need to put in. So I do have my trusted book here, which I've noted some items that you need to consider and think about before you go into buying a home. So firstly, if you don't have the finances to buy the home cash, you would probably have to go to a bank or another home loan provider. And basically what you need to do is find out what your affordability is. There is a difference between affordability and having the money. So you could have the money to pay, but affording it means once you've paid it, are you still able to continue to pay for your other bills that you have and service your other debts that you have? So it's really important to find a financial advisor. If you do have one, go to your bank, speak to a consultant who can help you understand what your affordability is. So the little mistake that I made is that I first went and checked what I wanted and then went to the bank. But usually you have to go to the bank, they give you an assessment and look at your affordability, like a pre-approval, and then you can go into the market to find a place that the bank has said they would give you the money for or the loan for. So please do make sure that you look at your affordability. There's nothing worse than paying off something and then you can't breathe for the rest of the month. So your affordability is key. Second one, I would say location. If you're buying, it's not as easy to sell. There's a period where it's a seller's market, there's a period where it's a buyer's market. So it can be tricky. So you need to be careful where you are buying. You need to look at things like where is it situated? Is it close to a transport system? Is it close to shopping centers, to schools? So that when you want to resell it later on, if you do, you're not scrambling to find buyers because, you know, it's secluded somewhere far. So location is really, really important. Also, other considerations that people make is it close to work? Is it close to maybe family? So there's a lot of things that you can think about and consider when looking for a place to stay. So when you are buying a property, there is a cost to buying. So there's a few points that I've put down here that you need to consider when you are a first-time buyer. And another thing that banks do is that they offer you discounts if you go directly to them. So do your research. There's also bond originators that you can explore who can help you find the best interest rates. So let's get into the cost of buying. So firstly, you have your principal debt, which is basically what your home is worth. So what you're asking the bank to loan you. So that is the principal debt. It really is good to have a deposit that can help reduce your repayment installment or your bond repayment. So if you do have a deposit, it really does help. And that sort of hits the principal debt when you start paying. So after the bank has given you the loan, there is a bond registration. So the bank would then appoint lawyers who would then do a process called your bond registration. Basically, it's a separate cost that needs to be paid before your home is transferred. So that is money that goes to the bank. They register your bond, and that money you just have to have prior. So it's not just the money that the bank will give you as a loan, but there's extra money that you need to have. So that bond registration is calculated based on the cost of the property itself. So it really depends on that. So we can't really say bond registration is this amount. It really depends on how much your property is. Part of the separate cost that you need to pay is also the transfer cost. So some properties are new developments, so they weren't previously owned by somebody else, so there won't be a transfer duty that you need to pay. But if it was owned by somebody, there needs to be a process of transferring that property from the previous owner to yourself. So there is a cost that you need to pay for transfers. Similar to the bond registration, the transfer costs are calculated based on the cost of the property. So also depending on the cost of your property, SARS also asks for a transfer duty. So there's a transfer cost and there's a SARS transfer duty. So there is a table that SARS does have. So you can go to their website, but basically properties that are $1 million and below, you don't pay a transfer duty, but properties that are $1.1 million, then you start paying a duty for the amount above $1 million. So if it's 2 million, you're paying a transfer, a certain percentage, a duty to the other million on top of the million that is not taxed. SARS always wants our money. Be careful. Once everything is successful, you've transferred everything, you've paid all of your monies, but most importantly, those transfer costs, those bond registrations, it's money that you have to have prior, so you have to kind of sort of save towards buying a property. On top of that, then you have considerations like moving costs. You need a truck to move your stuff, but when I moved in, I really did not have anything. I didn't have anything. Moving into my apartment was really quite simple. A lot of things got delivered here from the shops. So, but if you are moving to another property from another one, then you need to consider moving costs. And then you also have your rates, your levies, your living costs. So rates you pay to the municipality. Even if you are in a sectional title or a full title, you have to pay rates to the municipality. Levies are paid to the body corporate. The body corporate takes care of the runnings of the complex or the estate or wherever it is that you're situated. So things like maintenance, taking care of the grass, cleaning the pool, the cleaning. If it needs to be painted, all of those monies are taken from the levies that are paid. So you need to look at all of those things when you're considering buying. I wouldn't give any advice on whether you should rent or buy, but if you are planning on buying, I really think you should consider all of these other costs, because you might see on Property 24, they would tell you that the repayment amount is this, but there's a whole lot of other added costs that come into play. So those are the things that we need to consider when buying a property for the first time. I really do think it's a personal decision. Again, if you want to buy or if you want to rent, there's a lot of considerations that you need to take into play. But for myself, I took the opportunity, took the leap to say, I've never had such a big amount of debt before, and the bank has taken a chance on you. So I just applied for the loan, it got approved, and it's been a great process. The responsibility that comes with servicing your debt, with the maintenance, there's so much to consider. I was just fixing my geyser and the electricity, all of those things you need to consider, and it needs to form part of your saving in some way. So things can be unpredictable if you do own a property. It's all on you. You can't call somebody to say, hey, this thing is broken, come fix it, or the paint is chipping, come fix it. It's all on you. I must say that I truly have enjoyed my process of being a homeowner. I'm also quite pleased with the area that I chose. At the time when I moved, I was starting out in my career, and it was a good way to start exercising my adulting and also just getting to understand all of these things that need to happen, like going to the municipality, understanding these things that you need to pay, registering. It's a lot, but it's been rewarding. And when you do make the decision to buy a home, please make sure that you ask a lot of questions, do a lot of research. There are YouTubers who talk a lot about buying homes and all the things that you need to consider. So please do your research, ask a lot of questions. I really did get myself into a little bit of trouble, I'd say, because the costs, like for myself, the cost of the transfers and the bond registration, I did not know that needs to be paid before it's transferred. So I basically didn't have the money. So please learn from me. Make an effort to know how you're going to get those funds, how you're going to service those payments, because your transfer won't happen if you haven't paid the lawyers. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. We will be bringing more of this advisory type content, so please do stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, to tell a friend that Sipahla has a channel, and I will definitely see you guys in my next episode. Bye.